right here. We are gonna be ready on Jagannatha to kick things off. And we are here. Fortunately, I don't think Light is able to transfer the observer to me just yet, but yeah. And here we are in the top right-hand corner map, spotting all the way in the top right-hand corner, the red Zerg player coming out from the land of India. He is straight up the best player from India and straight up one of the best players from the region. Overall, he is representing Alpha X, his brand new team, Demi. And it'll be a very quick second.
All good. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Vietnamese Zerg player. He is blue, representing Intensity Esports, going for a 12 pool. It is MeomaikA. Oh my. For those wondering why both Yaku and I individually needed a break is because we have been casting for a very long time. I started casting at 7 a.m. this morning and we just keep going. We have a lot of tournaments to cast today. We started with the DreamHack NA closed qualifier straight into ESL Open Cup Asia, and now we are here in the Oceania closed qualifiers for DreamHack. Oh boy, here we go. And as I said, MeomaikA did open up with a 12 pool. Demi opening up a little bit more standard. Hatch, gas. Oh my, delaying his gas. Sorry, hatch pool. I kept saying gas. Delaying his gas by quite a bit. Interesting. The Lings do go across the map. Ooh, it looks like Demi did spot said Lings with his Overlord. So he's aware that it was a 12 pool. We'll see how much damage this can get done. We'll see how good the drone drilling is. I'll be honest, Demi has some of the best drone drilling I've seen in our region, and here we go. He pulls the boys. How many workers, if any, is he going to lose?
Well, that hatchery is definitely starting to get a little bruised. Here comes the drone drilling. Very good pre-surround, but MeomaikA splits away just at the last second.
Ooh, almost loses one drone, but it does reposition it in the middle of the clump. And so far, decent damage on this hatchery. It's already down to half health.
Yeah, the Lings are out now, so it's going to be a little bit trickier for MeomaikA to continue to bruise that. A lot of lost mining time, though, you have to say.
Yes, a lot of lost mining time indeed. But now there are plenty of Lings. The Queen is about to pop out in a couple of seconds, so MeomaikA won't be able to find too much more damage.
Yeah, at the very least, Demi will survive over here. Hasn't lost a drone quite yet.
Yeah, exactly. Really nice.
Not exactly behind, yeah.
Yeah. At the end of all that, Demi lost 2 Lings and MeomaikA lost 1. But of course, he did force Demi to react and make a massive wave of Lings. So in the end, the drone count is very, very similar. And oh my, MeomaikA even being able to kill one of these Overlords.
Yeah, he does like to do this. I see MeomaikA being very, very aggressive with his queens, shall we say. Just clears up as much Overlords as possible. Really likes to make sure that his Zerg opponents don't have any vision whatsoever on him.
Yeah, exactly. What's interesting to me is that both players delay their gases, and they're both, getting their gases just now. So that both could be very late when it comes to Ling speed if they even decide to get it. I love this from MeomaikA. He's like, you know what, my gases are so late anyway, I'm not going to bother with Ling speed, I'm going to go straight into my Roach Warren.
Getting into that mid phase of the game much quicker than Demi can. And Demi's still playing a little bit afraid right now.
Oh boy, that he is. There we go. Finally, he throws down his own Roach one a little bit later, but again, it's not too much later. He even throws down an Evo Chamber. That's something that MeomaikA is missing himself.
Yeah, so he will be able to get the roaches out a lot quicker, but they will be lower quality roaches. Especially if he plans to be aggressive with them. The defensive advantage of Demi is gonna come into play so much.
Oh, okay, interesting. So Demi did scout the Roach Warren. He didn't see anything else. Demi, he's terrified. He throws down 2 spines.
And I'm worried this will come back to bite him economically.
I mean,
All the
MeomaikA.
time from MeomaikA. Okay, just pushing out.
Yeah, I was about to say MeomaikA hasn't droned up in a little bit. We can see MeomaikA did fall behind in that worker count despite being even for a while there. So he's making nothing but roaches, nothing but lings. What's funny about this is that these are slow lings that are going to be flooding across the map, not speed lings. Oh my god! Oh, the wall's on the wall! No!
Immediately surrounds the queen. The spine crawler gets out, but it is a little bit too late to save that queen in particular. Forced to pull a bunch of the boys. And it's a nice bit of initiative coming out here for MeomaikA.
Exactly.
No upgrades yet on the roaches.
Like, Demi was slipping up a little bit there, and you cannot be doing that in such a high tense situation like this where MeomaikA is going all in. I say all in. Wow, he actually started droning up. Ooh, but there are lings across the map harassing. Kill the queen of MeomaikA.
Queen for queen might as well. The Brootlings, funnily enough, are actually helping Demi out a little bit here. So, yeah, whatever extra damage he can muster to keep up the defense. It is only the Roach Ravagers, and he knows that Demi doesn't want to engage this Roach army.
Mate.
That is free tech.
Mate. Yeah, and MeomaikA also messed up a little bit as well. We'll see if the Roach Warren does go down. It's so low. Demi actually making a backup Roach Warren behind the natural.
Super important right now.
But what did happen? Demi did go for a ling run by. He didn't necessarily get a lot of worker kills, but he did kill both queens, both in the natural and the main base.
Yeah, no injects are going to be happening for quite some time for MeomaikA. He's going to be down on the larva count. And when you're going for a Roach v Roach situation, the production is one of the most important things you can get. You really need to utilize your lava efficiently.
Exactly. Also, something interesting that happened, obviously, MeomaikA, to make up for the fact that he lost both his queens, he has a third base, so he does have a little bit of extra larva there. Demi's still working on his own as he was focusing on his defense. But yeah, what is interesting is that MeomaikA, he's going for his lair. It is a little bit later. He still doesn't have any Evo chambers.
He really just does not want the game to go on for too long. That Roach is still up and actually getting an upgrade, by the way.
Yeah, and he allowed the secondary Roach one to finish as well, so a little bit of lost resources, but again, not the biggest of deals.
Yeah, I mean, it can stack up over time if MeomaikA continues to be aggressive like this. Finally, he gets link speed, and he's just looking to pressure Demi until eventually something cracks.
And honestly, I'm surprised that Demi was the first to go for Spire. So the Spire makes sense for MeomaikA just because, again, he was avoiding Evo Chambers for so long. I thought that that's what he would be going for. But Demi decides to throw it down despite going for all these Roach upgrades.
Well, it is Demi we're talking about. He does favor his Mutalisk. He is very well known for his Muta control. And especially if he doesn't plan to use them as part of the main army, just a handful of Mutas, 6 or 7 of them, will be enough to really wreak havoc in mineral lines.
Exactly, especially because right now this has gone unscattered and MeomaikA has no answer to mutas whatsoever. We have seen time and time again, if mutas go for unscattered long enough and they go across the map, they could just straight up end the game.
But is that what's gonna happen here? MeomaikA is banking up his supply right now. He's waiting for his Goliath Constitution to finish up. 12 roaches are on the way. MeomaikA does not want this game to go on for much longer. Yeah,
the problem is that the Spire it's about to finish up, so mutas will be coming out. A big question is going to be, you know, how much damage can MeomaikA do before that happens, or before his roaches get cleaned up? Especially because Demi was already setting up defensively. Like, he has the upgrades, he has spines.
And he has them in the best positions really possible right now.
Yeah, outside his natural, outside his third base. Mutas are now on the way, and now is go time for MeomaikA. Oh boy.
Completely pulling the trigger now. We'll see how good the Biles can be on things like Spine Crawlers and whatnot. The Biles do connect on Spine Crawler, unable to really take it out right now. Only 5 Mutalisks here for Demi currently, and that's not going to be enough to really chase back the roaches. MeomaikA jumps right on top of this. I believe Demi has the better upgrades, but MeomaikA has the sheer numbers.
Yeah, Demi does have +1 range. Meanwhile, +1 range is still a ways away for MeomaikA. MeomaikA also taking a bunch of Biles as well. Oh my god, he's really struggling to just push through the defenses of Demi.
He just needed to wait a couple of seconds longer, Light, and he would have had the even upgrade count. Demi's able to just barely hold.
And now what is the plan for MeomaikA? He throws down a Hydra Den. That's going to be his solution, or at least, you know, attempted solution for those Mutalisks. He doesn't even have any spores. Oh god, we'll see how much damage the Mutas can get done. They're already going across the map. To be fair, there are not that many of them.
Yeah, this isn't even a problem, Mutalisk, as Seal would call it.
It's a trivia of mutas
now, but
is that, I don't know.
It's a trivial amount of mutas. I like that.
Oh god.
MeomaikA is going for round 2. There is a lot of defender's advantage for Demi right now. He's making the absolute use of it. That Spine Crawler really helping out in the back. There's no Ravagers for Biles for MeomaikA.
Yeah.
He's really starting to bleed out.
Exactly. MeomaikA, he's just forcing this, and this is reminding me of game number 2 of MeomaikA versus Piglet. This is just not working out for him at all. He is forced back. Demi taking a massive supply lead.
And with that, I mean, Demi has all the momentum he needs behind him. He is free to tech up, to get even more upgrades, even get a 4th base up and running.
Yeah, exactly.
He's providing so much vision for him.
Demi instead focusing on Overlords above anything else, assuming that there are defenses at home. There aren't any spores, by the way, but there are queens, so I guess Demi's just being safe. Meanwhile, MeomaikA was trying to go for a bit of a run by with his roaches, but he was caught out by Demi.
Immediately gets a bit of a concave over there, and he's starting to push his momentum. Demi is not far away from maxing out. MeomaikA really scrambling for defense.
Oh god, that he is. Demi, he's up 40 supply now. Oh my god, just Roach Hydra. It's not ideal here. He doesn't have any spines either. He doesn't have any extra queens. I mean, he has 1 queen, but it's about to go down.
Just like so, and with the Biles and with the overwhelming amount of roaches, looks like Demi's gonna take game number 1. GG. Solidly held.
Yeah, GG, well played, Demi. He does take game number 1. Ooh. In very Demi fashion, with the Spire.
Yeah. Well, was the Spire what really turned it around? Well, he got a Spire regardless, so.
Yeah, I mean, you know, him showing the mutas really just put the pressure on MeomaikA to go and do something with his army. Like, it just, it forced him to attack. And as we saw, Demi had plenty to defend.
More than enough. Well, it definitely got very dicey in that second push, right? When MeomaikA had his Galactic Constitution and he came in. Demi barely held, and that was with MeomaikA eating a bunch of Biles and Spinecrawler still standing strong. I really do think that if MeomaikA just waited a little bit longer for the upgrades to even out, he might have been able to take that engagement, but obviously he should still avoid Biles.
Exactly. And since we have to wait a little bit, you know what? Let's I just realized, so unfortunately the Liquipedia page hasn't been updated. There isn't anyone updating it, so I may as well just hop in there.
Oh, I can provide you the straight from the ESL bracket. We have some updates here.
Top to bottom.
Razorblader takes up Psycho 2-1, is currently facing T-Bull. Let's take it out. Zane 2-0. Meanwhile, in the lower bracket, we have Zane taking out Psycho 2-0. Now in the qualifying round, waiting for the loser, sorry, of this series, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly. As I believe Demi also 2-1 Ranger, right?
Yep.
Okay, as I quickly...
So you told us earlier on.
As I quickly add that, there we go. Beautiful. Yep. So, Liquipedia should now be somewhat updated. Unfortunately, I can't be as on top of it, like while casting and everything. It's ideally there's someone else.
It's a lot to multitask. Yeah. Look at you, Kashim, or anyone. But regardless, we are continuing our qualifying match here on Romanticide LE. We're here in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the red Zerg player coming down from the land of India. He is going to be representing his new team, brand new pickup, Alpha X. Already up 1-0 in this best of 5. That is a massive morale boost. He is Demi.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Vietnamese Zerg player representing Intensity Esports. It is MeomaikA.
I'm worried about chat right now, right?
What's happening with chat? What's
Something about a semi-finals? Question mark?
what?
It's an interesting copy pasta coming out here.
Oh, do they have a copy? Let's go, Demi. Show him your semi. Oh no, is that a good thing or a bad thing? If he's not at full mast, is that? Is there a problem here? Is there a? Oh god. We'll see. We'll find out.
Could go for the pool first once again.
Yeah, I guess going for the pool first. There we got 16s going across the map. They are attempting to avoid the overlords of Demi. Meanwhile, yo, Demi, look at what he's going for.
That's a very early Evo chamber coming out from Demi. Should be seeing melee coming out from him.
Yep.
If he wants to prioritize the Banelings here, but could also go for Carapace. No, not at all. Not worried about Banelings coming out from MeomaikA.
He's going to be going for a straight up Ling Flood, mate, and this is terrifying. MeomaikA needs to scout this. If he doesn't scout this, he may just be down in this series. He may just go down 2-0. Like, this is terrifying. Ooh, the drones are pulled into the main base. This is a good thing for MeomaikA. He goes into the main. Does he get behind the mineral line? He sees
the Evo chamber now. He sees that it's researching. Alarm bells ringing out in his head. And so, how does he defend?
Personally,
Banelings, right?
Yeah, Banelings, right? Banelings would be ideal right now. We'll see if Demi switches gears because he just got scouted, and he knows he just got scouted, right? And MeomaikA is a good enough player to react, right? So we'll see if Demi commits to his original plan, or if he decides to drone up.
Well, if there's one thing we know about Demi, it is his commitment.
It's true. It's true. Ladies.
And I feel like, yeah, you might as well. Ladies.
Semi.
But. Oh no.
Oh no. And Demi is the one to throw down. Yo, MeomaikA's not reacting at all, by the way. He's just droning up. Let me just double check.
Yeah!
He saw it. He saw it. Like.
He's like, yeah, you know, that +1 melee, that's not really going to come into play as I take a third base.
Yeah, what a madman. I love this right now. He is calling Demi's bluff, and it's working. He sees Demi's taking a third. Because, he knows because Demi got scouted, that Demi is going to drone up, and that's exactly what's happened. Now we see a wave of Lings. We'll see how committed Demi's going to be with this. MeomaikA's making his own Lings. MeomaikA doesn't have a Bailey nest, but again, Demi's being defensive right now.
Yeah, I have to wonder what's going on in his head right now. What he really
right,
thinks MeomaikA's doing.
Yeah, we got more Lings on the way.
Yeah,
all right.
On the way.
Yeah, let's go, Demi. Let's go. Meanwhile, MeomaikA, he shows up. He clicks on the Lings. He should see the +1 melee is done.
Should being the key word here. MeomaikA going immediately into a bit of a lair. And if he did see the upgrade before, he should get an inkling of it now.
Exactly. He should realize, hey, my Lings are not trading as good as they should be. And now he's forced all the way back home. We have a couple of queens. Roaches are coming out here, but again, there isn't too much like SimCity to utilize to make sure you don't get surrounded. MeomaikA's roaches, I mean.
Exactly. Roaches are honestly one of the worst responses to a build like this. You have to be so careful not to get them surrounded. +1 Lings, they want to surround your roaches. They want to shoot through them so that Banelings can hit other things. The queens get surrounded. I think this is too much already.
Oh my god, the Lings, they actually go for the middle line and they do connect.
13 workers go down. MeomaikA completely punished for the greed. Not too far behind now when it comes to the worker counts though. And a lot of the roaches do still survive.
Surprisingly, they're equal in workers, even though MeomaikA just lost 13. MeomaikA is going cross map with these roaches, which I understand, right? He just took a lot of damage. The problem is that Demi's ready. Demi, he has 3 spines on the way. He has 3 queens. He has a massive amount of Lings with +1 melee. Like, he should be fine. He should be able to get us around and deal with this. Oh, God.
He needs to be so careful.
Yeah, this is true.
He does not want to throw away his
spines aren't done yet
or anything like that. Not quite. The Lings start to come in, almost gets us around, but not quite yet. And MeomaikA, he's starting to get a little bit of critical mass when it comes to the roaches. If he's able to, even if Demi's able to surround the entire army, he kind of has his own buffer. MeomaikA does.
Exactly.
Demi has to be very careful to slip through the cracks.
I like what you said. It's that once there are enough roaches, then lings, like, they won't get an efficient surround, right? It's a small amount of roaches that are needed. Meanwhile, MeomaikA, he's just making nothing but lings right now. Even has a baleen nest on the way. Speaking of, oh no, the baleen nest!
The baleen nest on the way. Hey, MeomaikA. Okay, we'll be able to save that. And things are getting very dicey for Demi. He is getting +1 carapace at the very least, so his lings will be able to survive a couple of baling hits, but yeah, I don't know. MeomaikA is ramping up the pressure. He was mining on 3 bases for quite some time earlier on, and he's finally using up the funds.
That he is. Meanwhile, we have a massive ling run by. Ooh, MeomaikA does miss it. The lings, they do sleep on in, but there are a couple of lings and banelings here to defend. Go the banelings!
A couple of them do get sniped over here, and again, this is going to be a lot more difficult for MeomaikA to trade efficiently, but he will chase away that run by. Meanwhile, look at the army supply different side. Look at how massive this main army is for MeomaikA.
Yeah, exactly. And
his defenses are very low.
Yeah, he tanks all the banelings of Demi. Demi doesn't have any banelings left. Meanwhile, we have plenty of banelings on the way for MeomaikA. At the same time, we do have a bit of a ling run by in the bases of MeomaikA, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. There's barely any lings.
There's not. There's barely any lings in MeomaikA's side. There's barely any lings on Demi's side. MeomaikA is running out of money, so he needs to win now. But it's looking very likely he does. No, the banelings.
God, the banelings, they do back off, but mate, there's just so much here for MeomaikA. Forces all the drones off the line. MeomaikA, he gets into the main.
And he is camping this ramp right now. It is so tough for Demi to push into this. Even if he hits from multiple angles, more ling reinforcements are coming in.
Yeah,
that should be the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, exactly. The lings do break in for MeomaikA. He does get us around on the roaches, on the queens. GG gets called.
MeomaikA ties up our series sideways 1-1.
Wow.
One intense back and forth ZvZ we just saw. And I feel like it's not often we see Demi be the aggressor, at least when it comes specifically to Demi versus MeomaikA.
I mean, at the same time, it's understandable. Like, Demi knows that if he plays normally, like, that's what MeomaikA wants him to do. Like, he needs to switch things up here, specifically against MeomaikA. That's what, to be fair, a lot of players have to do.
Yeah. Don't want to get figured out early on. Or just in general, don't want to get figured out. Always need to keep involving. And MeomaikA definitely has. Demi as well. We're seeing very different sides of these two players. That very early melee coming out from Demi and banelings coming out from MeomaikA. Just in general. Wow.
God, exactly. It looks like they've decided on map 3.
Is going to be something a bit more standard, something that can be both efficient to macro games, but also work out very well for rushes or anything like that. It's gonna be Lightshade.
That it is. Meanwhile, I'm just updating the Wikipedia.
May as well.
Boy, oh boy. Piglets. Unfortunately, it looks like Ranger got a walk over a piglet. I think he may not have realized. He may not have realized it was double limb. It's possible.
No. That's super unfortunate. That means that we have no more Terran players in this current bracket. Do not fret whatsoever, though. No, actually, Razorblade is still here. Yeah, Raz is here. Raz is here. I forgot Razorblade wasn't in the next round already. That's how I'll smooth that out. As we continue our series here on Lightshade LE, it is a qualifier match. And who's going to qualify first? Is it going to be our red Zerg player in the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner? We have the red Zerg player coming down from India, representing Alpha X. He is evolved. He is Demi.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the Vietnamese Zerg player. He is blue, representing Intensity Esports. It is MeomaikA. Going for another pool first.
Yeah, kind of his go-to in the ZvZ matchup. Doesn't always go aggressive with the pool first, but if he has an opportunity to, then he will send the links across the map. This is mostly just to keep him safe from any 12 pools or anything like that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I mean, MeomaikA has gone hatch first in the past, and usually it's a beautiful thing where MeomaikA and GoGoJoey meet in the finals, and they just link up mentally somehow, and then they both go hatch first, and it's shocking to everyone. But stuff like that does happen from time to time when it comes to, it's one of these phenomenons when the Zerg Muta triangle Zerg players meet, you know?
But doesn't happen too much when they meet the shark in the middle of the triangle, that of course being Demi.
Exactly.
And actually, I got a question here. Now that Demi's on Alpha X, that is a dragon. Is he a shark with wings?
Is that how it works? If he leaves Alpha X, does he lose his wings? Is that...
And then he has to hope that he's above water when he loses the wings?
Oh god, it's hard to say, it's hard to say. I mean, shout out to Alpha X for picking up Demi. It's really cool that they're investing a little bit in the Southeast Asian scene. Again, it's not necessarily something that they do too much, and I don't know if Demi's on their pro roster or their semi-pro roster, but it's really cool that Demi found a new team.
You just give me flashbacks to the copy pasta.
What's the copy pasta?
When you said semi-pro.
Oh god, get your semis out for Demi because he needs them right now. Oh god.
But a very standard ZvZ we're seeing right now. MeomaikA trying to get some scouting information, but isn't able to get much done. He will be the first player to get link speed, and important note, Demi has not been mining gas.
Yes,
only
so
now getting it.
This is something that Demi did in game number 1, if you recall, where he delayed his gases so long, but it's not like he got an early pool or anything. He just went hatch, pool, very late gas. And he's gonna make up for it by going double gas, but yeah, it's a very interesting style that he's been whipping out here today.
I guess it does suit Demi's style overall. He is a bit more of a early mid-game player. He doesn't like going for any of these big 12 pools or roach rushes or anything like that. So yeah, as long as you're able to get a bit more, as long as you're able to mine a little bit more efficiently when it comes to minerals, and you know you're not really going to be utilizing the tech for a while, yeah, you may as well.
May as well, mate. May as well. Speaking of, Demi did sneak out another Evo chamber as he did throw it down a little bit faster than his Roach one. He is walling off on 2 bases. Oh my god, completely walling off as he does see the links coming across the map.
Yeah, this is exactly what he needed to do, but some of these Evo chambers are getting a little bit, are a little bit low. There's plenty of surface area for MeomaikA to take advantage of, but he does not want to tangle with the queens.
Man, I love this. MeomaikA, he sees the full wall, he's waiting to make sure it finishes, and he takes the third.
Why not?
And it does finish.
There's really no way for Demi to really threaten that third base for quite a while, but MeomaikA has not sated yet. 9 banelings are on the way right now.
Interesting. I love this. So MeomaikA, Demi wants to go into mutas. He's going straight into mutas, but the banelings are crashing in. It looks like they are just barely enough to take down the Evo. Oh my god, plug off the wall.
Yeah,
oh, he doesn't.
Able to get the plug in time. The Bruling's helping out a little bit, but the Queens immediately get surrounded. Milo is starting to get backed into a corner though. A lot of drones here, but the reinforcements line, they are chewing through the drones.
Oh my god, and 3 queens fall. All of the queens are going to go down. Meanwhile, the lair will just finish up. Nice scouting information here by MeomaikA. My god, forces every single drone to fight.
Every single drone does fight, but they do get the surround that they need. MeomaikA is popping more and more links in here, by the way. The other Evo chamber goes down. Demi gets a couple of reinforcements right now. Will MeomaikA pull the trigger once again? If he can deny this +1 melee, it's going to be absolutely huge.
It's a little bit sad that he killed 2 Evo chambers. Neither one of them were upgrading. It was the one he left alive was the one with the upgrade. The Lings, they do break into the natural base once again. More drones going down. MeomaikA droning up behind this, by the way.
Wowee.
Oh my god, almost gets the queen. Instead goes to the workers.
And so many more workers are going down here, like.
Oh my god, things are just falling apart here for Demi. He had an original plan. He was walled off. He thought he was safe. He was anything but safe, mate. It's MeomaikA.
He will bust through your walls. 16 workers go down. Overall, Demi not too far behind, but already taking this much damage early on. It stacks up when it comes to the lost minerals, right? We see Demi really struggling to tech out of this. He just hasn't had much mining for so long.
Exactly. The problem is that Demi, he's trying to go into mutas right now. Like, he's trying to like commit to his original plan, but because of everything that's happened, because of the catastrophe or the devastation in his bases, he barely has any gas. Like, he just hasn't been able to mine like for the past like couple of moments. Like, even this gas here isn't saturated. He's trying to get back into this.
Trying and barely succeeding. He has the time to stabilize from here on out. He has the time to just try to get as many mutas as he can on 2 bases and hopefully equal out the damage, but MeomaikA is just continuing to build up behind this. The Overlord doesn't see.
He sees. This is so important for MeomaikA. I was about to say that, like, based off of what MeomaikA was able to see, he should have known that it was a Spire, but again, he wasn't 100% sure. Now he knows 100% that Demi is going for mutas, so hopefully MeomaikA is able to get ready for them.
Hydras maybe? Potentially?
Hydras, Spires, anything, mate. Anything. That's
just get spores in the mirror line. That's all we want, Meo.
That's all I want. Oh god. Plus one fire attack is on the way. Like, Demi, he's slowly getting back into this. Like, obviously MeomaikA is still ahead. MeomaikA, doesn't see the third. Okay, he should just dip in, puppy. He sees.
Yeah, gonna be looking to deny the cert base for as long as possible. MeomaikA is still perpetually ahead when it comes to the resources, but the mutas!
Mutas show up, and it's possible that MeomaikA didn't click on the Spire earlier, but now he knows 100% for certain, and he's actually making more queens, and there we go, a couple of spores.
Yeah, just about what he needs right now. Trying to, again, just buy enough time.
Yeah, and oh god, MeomaikA is losing a lot of overlords. This is the third overlord that he will lose. Really showing that I don't think he clicked on that Spire and really noticed it.
Probably not. He's now grabbing the Hydroden.
There's no spore in the main.
I wanted to get a long time ago. There is.
Oh no, there is. Thank God. I missed it.
Oh, there is. It's on camouflage.
It is. I thought it was one of the spikes of the lair.
Same. But no, there is a spore to deter the mutas from getting much more damage done. I mean, denying the gas is pretty big. Hydras are definitely a very gas-intensive unit, but could have been way worse for MeomaikA.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have Hydras on the way again. MeomaikA is still relatively ahead, but Demi's catching up. He's saturating his third base, like he's droning up, and he's been left alone. Like, Demi is stuck at home trying to defend against the mutas. He hasn't been able to be aggressive at all for the past minute or so.
And for another minute or more, or maybe even more, MeomaikA really struggling to get his anti-defenses up and running. Once the Hydras pop out, though, that is going to be MeomaikA's time.
Oh god, that it will. I mean, we do have Hydra speed on the way. It's about to finish up. Meanwhile, MeomaikA's trying to sneak these roaches across the map. They will be spotted by all these overlords. Ooh, but he could force a cancel here. Maybe even a kill. No, Meo, please! I think he saw the overlord. He's like, I've been spotted, and he didn't realize that there was a base there, unfortunately. Oh my god.
But he still has a pretty potent force out on the map right now with his +1, with his 1/1 range and carapace, working on 2/2. Group Spines is on the way, and Demi is not transitioning just yet. He's still very, very focused on mass muta.
Yeah, what Demi needs, and to be fair, this mass muta style may just work anyway, because there's a lot of mutas, and there's not that many Hydras, to be honest. He could just straight up just fight the Hydras, but just in case, there we go, he does need bathing speed.
Yeah, I'm saying a little bit surprised he hasn't dedicated too much to that. Does have his +1 melee, and he's working on that +2, but yeah, I guess he wanted to go just straight Mutiling instead of Mutiling Bane.
Yeah, I mean, Banelings are going to be crucial here if he wants to take down those Hydras. Meanwhile, he does catch a bunch of Queens here for free. 3 immediately go down.
Absolutely massive damage being dealt here. MeomaikA slowing down a little bit, but trying to clear the rocks, and this is giving Demi a lot of time to get some Banelings on the way.
Exactly, and ooh, MeomaikA doesn't commit to the attack. I would have loved him to push out across the map, especially because Baneling speed isn't done, right? Like, these Banelings are going to have a hard time connecting on those Hydras. But now, because MeomaikA is being passive, Demi, he's going to finish up that upgrade.
Yeah, but while that is going down, MeomaikA is grabbing an infestation pit already halfway done. So again, Demi is catching up, but MeomaikA is still continuing to get further and further ahead.
Yeah, in a way, I
This
mean,
sort of comes to the tech.
yeah, Demi has the superior economy right now. Like, he has 4 bases, he has the gases, a little bit inefficient, but regardless, he is mining more gas than MeomaikA. I was really curious if he was going to go into Vipers, but no, MeomaikA is going for Infestors.
Which I guess usually it's one or the other, right? It's very rare that you see a Zerg player to get fungals and parabombs at the same time, but especially if you're going for Hydralisk like this, you want to be prioritizing the fungals so you can slow down the Muta's massive worker damage from the side of Demi.
Exactly.
Probably one of the first big victories for him in this game.
Yeah, now Demi is far ahead in that worker count. The more Banelings being morphed in as well. I really worry for MeomaikA's Hydras. Ideally, in this situation, you get lurkers. You get, like, not too many, like maybe 4, maybe 5 lurkers, and they are your anchor point to help deal with those Banelings. Kind of like tanks in ZvZ. Good.
And the Banelings start to come in. They do connect with a lot of mostly roaches for the moment. They do manage to get into the juicy center Hydra. So Infestors come out, but they are unable to land any fungals or get the fungals off. 7 drones have gone down, and MeomaikA is just going for it. He does not care whatsoever about the state of his main base.
Exactly, but maybe he should. We do have Banelings being morphed in. There they are towards the 3rd base location. MeomaikA, he's essentially all in. He's just going across the map. He doesn't care about his main base scenario situation, and is it going to be enough?
That's going to be a big doubt for me for the moment, anyway.
Yo, unless he can land those fungals on the Banelings.
Oh, that's definitely a possibility, but the Banelings are already across the map. MeomaikA is just really banking on the hope that that Demi turns around. He is turning around. I think he all army.
Yeah, no, I think he made the decision to come back. Otherwise, the fear of just losing by elimination, and we'll see if it's going to work out for him. Just MeomaikA being so indecisive.
Yeah, I think it's way too late to turn around.
He already lost 3 hatcheries.
Has 0 economy at this point. Lost 3 hatcheries. Gonna be losing the final one. Huh.
Yeah, I think it's just over. Like, what is MeomaikA's plan now? Like, was he gonna defend this one base and re-drone up? Like, he has to go across the map. But if he does, oh boy,
Yeah, I feel like if MeomaikA committed a lot more to the base trade, it would have been so much more successful.
I like
now
this,
he's even forced to split up his army.
Yeah, that he is. Meanwhile, the mutas are headed towards that base. Yo, if a fungal lands, MeomaikA can clear up all these mutas.
He's gonna try to. The Infestors are full of energy. One good fungal. How's the follow-up looking? Another decent fungal going down.
Oh my god, but there are two.
Not enough of follow-up.
Yeah, there are too many mutas made. That last fungal did not land. All the Hydras and the Infestors are going to go down.
And MeomaikA is still slightly ahead here, but a lot of his supply is in dead supply. These upgrades are going to help out, but...
Well, the last hatchery is about to go down. That is the final hatchery of MeomaikA. Now, these are the only buildings remaining. They will go down to these lings. MeomaikA, now he has to protect them, otherwise he would just lose from elimination.
He has to be so careful about that. These are the last of his buildings. Got 1 extracted, no, 2 extractors out.
Oh, God.
Not a whole lot left. MeomaikA has not rebuilt their bases, being rebuilt.
Yeah, he does clear up all the lings. Meanwhile, we actually have a couple of units here in the main base of Demi. The thing is, Demi is still mining. The thing is, so MeomaikA has 3 gas geysers. That's it. He needs to protect them, or he's dead. At the same time, he also has to counterattack and kill his opponent. Like, he's stuck. What does he do?
He throws out a ninja extractor.
Oh, the mutas. Up. Okay.
Turn around, Infestor. Not quite.
And you know what? There are no Infestors here. Oh my god, Demi, he can fight this. And he does turn around. He does fight the Hydras. And that's it. GG.
Letting off a little bit more than you can chew, but it doesn't matter in the end. GG. Baffling decision making coming up from MeomaikA, if I'm being honest, but very solid plan coming out from Demi. Very solid reaction, I would say. Gave us a semi? Question mark?
It's giving someone a semi, mate.
And that means we're going to be going into game number 4. Demi now on match point. He only needs 1 more to win and qualify for the DreamHack Master Summer Oceania / ZvZ main event. MeomaikA gonna have to win 2.
Oh boy, oh boy.
So we get ready for game number 4 once again. Just gonna refresh the bracket real quick, see if there are any updates for us. T-Bull takes out Razorblader 3-1. Will be the first player to qualify for the main event. Razorblader now going up to face Ranger in the lower bracket qualifying match.
Ooh, congratulations, T-Bull, as he is our first player, as you said, to qualify.
Man, that would have been a TVP to cast, though.
Well, it is looking like
another, and there's also another TVP that's in the qualifiers here. Razorblader versus Ranger.
That it is. Honestly, that's pretty hype.
Yeah.
I would love to cast that as well. Ranger has been doing so well recently.
It's improving a heck of a lot. Meanwhile, Razorblader is just such a solid player. He has so many builds. I mean, I feel like I bring this up almost every time, but Razorblader is kind of the guy I steal my builds from. Well, nowadays, Kerwin steals them from Razorblader and then gives them to me. So.
Oh boy. Meanwhile, oh, looks like Demi has returned.
Yeah, just ask for a quick second and we're going to be jumping into this. Once our players are ready, of course.
Yep.
It's a bit of an update. The loser of this match is going to go down to the lower bracket to face Zane in what will be a ZVP. To be the final of the qualifying matches, I believe, at least when it comes to Oceania / ZvZ.
Also,
Do not forget, we still have the China qualifiers tonight.
We do, and I also apologize, I was a little bit distracted there, but yeah, it was really interesting how MeomaikA reacted in that last game. Like, it felt very, I don't know, it felt like he didn't really know what to do. He was like, do I attack, do I defend, do I attack, do I defend, and because of that, he fell apart. If he focused on one of them, maybe even on the defense, or I don't know, it's just, things could have turned out differently.
I honestly think the base trade could have went his favor.
It's possible.
But that was that match. Now, we're in the next map, that being 2000's Atmosphere. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. The Red Zerg player coming down for the land of India. He is going to be representing Alpha X, his brand new team. Forgot to mention this, but he is the Shock himself. We have Demi. 1 win away.
Spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Vietnamese Zerg player. He is blue, representing Intensity Esports. Going for a pool first, it is MeomaikA.
Uno momento. At least for Demi.
Yeah, exactly. Oh boy, we'll see what MeomaikA has in store for us here. Again, Demi going for his mutas. It's what we know him for. It's what he's the best at. And MeomaikA really not reacting to them fast enough. Again, I don't know if maybe he didn't click on it. It didn't just register in his mind when he saw the spire, but it did take him a little bit to react. He did lose a lot of overlords there, and despite being ahead early on, he did end up losing that lead.
Yeah, very, very quickly, and then we had that one fateful fork in the road for MeomaikA. He had to make a decision. Do I go for the base trade? Do I turn around and defend? He chose a little too poorly there by not choosing.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, it was a difficult call, right? To try and split up your army. Like, the problem is that mutas are so mobile, right? So ideally you want your infestors to be there for the mutas, but you don't know if the mutas are going to be defending at home or attacking across the map. So regardless, your Hydra is going to be vulnerable wherever your infestors are not to those mutas. So, GG.
But that was, of course, our previous game. We are coming into a very, very different map. We should be seeing some very, very different plays coming out from at least MeomaikA. I think Demi realizes, look, I've been able to react well enough in this series. as long as I keep on top of things, as long as I make sure that my attention doesn't get split anywhere, and that I'm able to play out the game I want to play, should be able to take out MeomaikA here and potentially take out MeomaikA here and will qualify for the main event. But that's why we're looking so much on MeomaikA. How is he going to disrupt Demi?
Exactly. We already see it as these Lings. They're trying to get a little bit of a scout off, but so far they have been denied because in the main base, MeomaikA, he went for a pull first, and we see why. It is for that fast Roach Warren.
Super aggressive coming up from MeomaikA this time. Kind of similar to the Baneling bust he did in the last game, but of course, main difference being Banelings are not roaches, or vice versa.
They are not. Yeah, Banelings are not roaches.
They do not interact in a similar fashion whatsoever.
Oh boy, and right now it's on Demi to try and figure out what's happening. I mean, thankfully Demi does have pretty good overlord positioning, so even when the roaches do move out, he should have vision on them. Lings do come across the map. Demi, he does see them with his own.
And he's probably thinking, all right, similar fashion to game number 3 earlier on, or the game that we just played, I just need to make sure that I do not allow the Lings to slip on in. But that's going to be a lot tougher with roaches, arguably even tougher than when your opponent goes for Banelings, right?
Definitely, and I love this from MeomaikA. Look at him just skirt his roaches around the map. Oh god, the Overlord of Demi is moving to try and catch them, but so far he hasn't seen the roaches quite yet.
Yeah, MeomaikA has vision on that Overlord with an Overlord of his own. Sees that it was moving towards the right a little bit, and now Demi's blind.
He is. He doesn't see anything here. The only Overlord in position is this one here above the Lings, and that is far too late. The roaches have made it across the map, and Demi, he doesn't have any spines. He has 3 queens, 2 roaches. To be fair, he's making a couple. No, he's joining up. Oh no! Oh no!
Just about the wrong choice here. He does have a wall up, so he can't shoot from behind the wall. Will be keeping some of his forces alive, but the Lings are already here. The wall is already down. MeomaikA battering down the hatch.
Exactly. The roaches and Lings are already within the base of Lings, and you get us around on the queens. The queens are falling. The boys are pulled off the line.
And they are falling just as quickly as they come off the line. More and more Lings are starting to come in. MeomaikA actually getting borrow, but that's not even going to come to play, is it? GG is called. MeomaikA takes us to the ace match. That is the sneaky MeomaikA we like to see. The MeomaikA who will just completely disrupt his opponents.
Oh god, GG, well played. That's MeomaikA just like that in a 5-minute game ties up the series.
After the longest game in our series so far.
Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of holding up the bracket a little bit. Regardless, we knew that this was a series that we wanted to follow, right? MeomaikA versus Piglet was insane, and now MeomaikA versus Demi. I'm surprised that it is going to the ace match like this. Demi taking practice very seriously leading up to this tournament.
Absolutely. We did miss him a couple of times in weekly events, but again, a lot of these players who have decided to take a break from competing every week. Apologize, that's Z's for a quick sec. They took a break from competing in order to just get in that hyperbolic time chamber, right? To really just have some very dedicated practice. They know what their weak spots are and what they want to work on, which you can't really do in a competitive environment or in a tournament. It's good for overall practice, but not if you want to fix something in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And now, we're 1 game away. Either one of these players is going to qualify immediately. The other one is going to have to contest with. Is going to have to try their luck against Zane, who, again, such an impressive open qualifying performance from him.
Which, to be fair, I would love to see either one of these players against Zane. Like Zane, there was a lot of controversy when Zane joined the qualifiers, and I know a lot of players wanted to play against them to prove themselves. So regardless of who it is, I can't wait. I can't wait for that series.
Yeah, I think Demi in particular said he might have something planned a little bit, but we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. Here we are on Blackburn, concluding our 2nd qualifying match. Or at least, well, it's the first one we cast, but it's the 2nd one that's being played out. Or it's going to conclude. Well, we never know. In the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, the red Zerg player coming down from the land of India. He is going to be representing Alpha X. He has been taking practice so seriously. He is Demi.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Vietnamese Zerg player. He is blue, representing Intensity Esports. It is MeomaikA.
And we know exactly what MeomaikA likes to do on Blackburn in particular, and I'm sure Demi does as well.
Yeah,
so it's really on Meo to, if he does want to go for that gold base like we normally see from him, he needs to do it in a very different way. You know, the path he takes to get that gold, it's gonna have to be very different.
Yeah, I mean, that goes both ways, right? Especially in the ZvZ.
True.
It's always risky to take a gold base just because of how chaotic this matchup can be, especially with Ling Bane. It can be so difficult to defend your gold and your natural at the same time, so it can be very risky. And we see, wow, Demi already, mate, he's a man with a plan.
Dude. Once again, he remembers his romanticide game, or at least what went well for him that game. MeomaikA did take it in the end.
Exactly, Demi gonna be going for that plus on melee. I imagine, once again, obviously in the last time he whipped this out against MeomaikA earlier in this series, it didn't really work out for him. But I'm sure he thinks, hey, you know, I kind of could have executed this better here in this aspect, and maybe he knows that he can perform it and actually pull it off against MeomaikA, knowing that he had an advantage at some point in the game. So yeah, this time he's gonna commit.
Yeah, let's also keep in mind that Blackburn has a much shorter rush distance than Romanticide does. Even with the slow zones, if they come into play, Demi is going to be able to get right up into MeomaikA's bases a lot quicker.
Exactly, and I'm already getting a little bit worried because MeomaikA does go for an expansion, he does go for his third base, and he still has no idea what Demi is going for right now. Oh my, MeomaikA even going for a fast Roach Warren.
It's Romanticide all over again, isn't it, Light?
Pretty much. I mean, I'm not opposed to this, especially if MeomaikA is able to, like, I don't know, defend on two bases, but trying to hold on to your third base like this seems terrifying. And again, he just hasn't been across the map. He hasn't been into the main base of Demi at all.
He is just... He has a lot of faith, let's say, about MeomaikA does.
Oh my god, and Demi's going for the gold!
Play out well for him. He is!
Boy, and
a little bit of a role reversal here.
Yeah, I mean, the Lings, they do get into the natural. They will get a couple of drone kills, literally two. Unfortunately, they are denied entry into the main. Nice micro there by Demi, able to wall off with his queens.
Yeah, MeomaikA does see the Baneling nest, but he doesn't know just how committed Demi's going to be. For all he knows, it is just a safety nest. Doesn't see the gold base either.
Exactly.
He's trying to go for it.
I mean, he does check the regular third, but he doesn't check the gold. Okay, now he knows.
And this is his time.
And if he clicks on the links, he will see +1 melee has finished. I mean, again, it's on MeomaikA to do something like that and realize the situation he's in.
But I don't think he does quite yet. He knows that Demi's going to be chasing him all the way across the map, so he's trying to make sure that the roaches are in as good a position as possible. Not quite enough Lings here to surround the roaches.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the Baneleys are kind of waddling to their death. They do get spotted. Oh, at the same time, the Lings try to hit that third, but they are pushed away.
For now, MeomaikA focusing every single bit of his supply on trying to deny that gold base.
Oh god.
Reinforcements should help out.
Yeah, I mean, here come the roaches, right? What is it to defend? 3 Banelings and a couple of queens? Demi?
Oh no.
He's not producing anything. Literally nothing in production.
It is straight up like Romanticide all over again. MeomaikA coming in, almost doubling the supply, takes out the key tech here. He is starting to... No, never mind. He doesn't lose that third base, but Demi's going for the throat. We have a bit of a base trade on our hands.
A little bit, but the reinforcements of MeomaikA should be enough. There are barely any Lings across the map for Demi. Meanwhile, the roaches, he takes out the natural, he takes out the Roach Warren. These are the only roaches that Demi will have.
And he's not going to have them for long, is he?
Not at all, mate. They all go down now. It's only Lings remaining here for Demi. To be fair, he does have 3 queens, but that is it. He does have a couple of roaches as well.
Yeah, and he has +1, I guess, but that's not really going to come into play much. There's nowhere near enough Lings here. But Demi, look at that army supply difference.
Yeah. The drones, they're stuck behind the queen. They couldn't even get a surround on the roaches. The Lings coming here from MeomaikA, and it looks like, oh my god, MeomaikA will finally qualify. GG gets called.
Straight up one of the closest series when it comes to both of these players that we've been able to cast. One of the closest Demi versus MeomaikA series ever happening. But in the end, MeomaikA has no fear going up to the ace match like this.
Exactly. It was very bold of Demi to go for the same strategy again, to be honest. To be fair, MeomaikA didn't even scout the Eva Chamber this time. Like, things were looking pretty good for Demi in that respect, except for the fact that MeomaikA, we saw he was going for a fast roach warren, and he had plenty of roaches at home to defend against those Lings and those Banelings. So Demi wasn't really able to able to accomplish anything with that.
Yeah, definitely a very awkward timing happening. And I don't want to say that it was, a build order counter coming out from MeomaikA here, because I do think that there was a couple of things that maybe Demi could have done here or there that would have changed the course of the game, but it's very minute timings, right, that Demi potentially could have tried to take advantage of.
Yeah, exactly. Just really well executed there by MeomaikA. Unfortunately, Demi, he couldn't even use that gold base in the end. Like, he got it and he got it up and running, but he wasn't able to mine whatsoever. Not due to the aggression, the sheer aggression of MeomaikA. GG, well played. MeomaikA does it for you, Lord Lakin.
Does it all for Papa. He is the second player to qualify for the DreamHack Masters Oceania / Rest of Asia main event.